The deepest betrayals rarely come from your enemies. They come from the people who were supposed to be in your corner. The ones who held your hand, who listened to your stories, who promised they understood. And there is no greater pain than discovering that your ally is now breaking bread with your monster. Welcome to Reddit Overheard Stories. Today's story comes from a woman who fought a long battle to escape a toxic friendship, only to face an even more heartbreaking betrayal from within her own family. To protect her privacy, I will be telling her story. For years, her best friend was a shadow that loomed over her life, a constant source of anxiety disguised as friendship. Let's call the friend Jenna. On the surface, they were inseparable. But behind the scenes, Jenna was a master of psychological warfare. She was a black hole of jealousy, constantly needing to prove she was better. If the storyteller was excited about a good grade, Jenna would casually mention her own higher one. If a guy she liked so much as glanced in her direction, Jenna would immediately step in, positioning herself, twisting the narrative. "He's looking at me, not you," she'd whisper, a cruel little smile playing on her lips. Jenna's most effective weapon was the storyteller's own self-doubt. She knew every single insecurity and would pick at them like a scab. The storyteller had always been slightly overweight, a fact she was deeply sensitive about. Jenna would use this against her with surgical precision in public. She'd gather a group of people, turn with a dramatic flourish, and ask, "Guys, don't you think I've lost weight?" Then, she would point directly at the storyteller and add, "You should really try what I'm doing." It was a public shaming disguised as friendly advice, and it made her want to shrink into nothing. This constant onslaught of manipulation and microaggressions did its damage. Her self-esteem was in ruins. Jenna discouraged her from applying for better opportunities, convincing her she wasn't good enough, all while making her feel small and insignificant. Finally, after years of this slow poison, she realized the friendship was a cage. With a surge of strength she didn't know she had, she cut Jenna off completely, blocked her number, unfollowed her on social media, and walked away. The healing process was long and painful, but eventually, she moved on. She was free. Throughout this entire ordeal, she had one person she could always count on: her cousin. In her culture, cousins are essentially siblings. They had grown up together, shared every secret. Her cousin was more than family. She was a sister. She was the one who saw the tears after Jenna's cruel comments. She was the one she vented to, pouring out every detail of the manipulation and pain. And her cousin always seemed to understand, always offering a shoulder to cry on. Years passed. The memory of Jenna faded into a scar, a reminder of a battle she had won. And then, one evening, the scar was ripped wide open. She was casually scrolling through Instagram, a mindless habit before bed. And then she saw it. A story. It was a picture of a group of girls at a bar, laughing. And in the center of the frame, arm in arm, were two people, her cousin and Jenna. Her blood ran cold. It couldn't be. She tapped on her cousin's profile. There it was. They were following each other. She scrolled through her cousin's posts and saw it. The occasional like from Jenna. Her heart sank. She went to Jenna's profile. Her cousin's comments were there, friendly little emojis under her pictures. They were talking. They were friends. That picture, that one smiling picture, shattered the illusion of loyalty she had held so dear. This was the person who knew everything. The person who had seen her at her lowest, broken down by this exact woman. And she was now friends with her? In her world, family means loyalty. It means respect. It means you don't befriend the person who systematically tried to destroy your own blood. The discovery didn't just hurt, it broke her heart. It felt like every comforting word her cousin had ever said was a lie. And now, she feels nothing but betrayal. The thought of even talking to her cousin makes her feel sick. She's considering going no contact, creating a permanent, silent boundary to protect her peace. But a small, manipulated voice in the back of her head whispers, "Are you being too dramatic?" She can be friends with whoever she wants. So she's left to ask the world, is she the asshole for feeling this betrayed? Is it fair to demand this level of loyalty? Or is she expecting too much from the person she once called her sister? Let me know what you think in the comments.